Hi guys, welcome to my week 38 post VSG update. I hope you're all doing well. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on October 20th, 2016 in Morristown, New Jersey at Morristown Medical Center. I'm 5'8", I'm 30 years old. My high weight starting weight day of surgery was 265. Last week I came to you at 178.1 and this week I am 180.7. So that is a 2.6 pound gain for the week and 84.3 pounds down since surgery. Yeah, I'm not happy about being back in the 180s. I weighed myself like 2 days ago and I was 3 pounds less than this. So, yeah, I guess that means it's temporary and I know I can lose the weight again easily, whatever. Still not happy about it. This week has been like Employee Appreciation Week at work or something. I don't know. And every day has had like a theme. Food. Every day has had food, but with different themes. So Monday was like breakfast foods, donuts and stuff, and bagels. And I did fine. I didn't touch them at all. Tuesday was like bring your own pastries or bring your own baked goods from home day. And I had posted about this on Instagram, and SJ suggested that I make her Kentucky butter coconut lime low carb cake as a low carb offering to bring to work. And I love to bake and cook in general, so I thought that was a good excuse to try it, because if I just made it at home and it was good, I would probably just eat the whole thing. So good to bring it to work. And so I made it in little muffins instead of like a whole cake, because I figured people would be more likely to eat it that way. Oh my god, it came out so good. But let me tell you what happened. I labeled it as low carb, and for the first like hour and a half that it was sitting out, people would just walk by it and go like, ew, low carb, who brought that? And like, low carb, that sounds awful. Or like, this sounds really good except for the low carb part. And people kept saying stuff like that. I don't know why I was getting so offended. But I could hear this from my desk, and I was taking it so personally. And then somebody freaking tried one and was like, wow, these are great. Wow, these are great. And within like 20 minutes, they were gone. And people were like literally cheering and applauding. I don't know why I took that so personally, but I did. Anyway, they were super delicious, and I might have eaten a whole bunch of them. Even though they were small and low carb, I had like 3 for breakfast and 5 at dinner. And then I gained like 3 pounds. And you know what's funny is that yesterday I said to one of my coworkers, one of the things I'm trying to, let me back up. One of the things I'm trying to learn and observe in the world, and this is like an ongoing project, is how normal people, and I say like normal in quotation marks, how normal people relate to food and diets and their weight and things like that. And I realize I've never really had good examples of this. My dad was always overweight and was diagnosed as type 2 diabetic when I was pretty young. So, and my mom has always been on Weight Watchers, and she's a little bitty thing. Like, I really don't know that she needs it, but I think she thrives on structure the way I do, and so having like a regimented meal plan was always good. But anyway, what I mean is that like I never really lived with someone who really didn't think about food and their weight and diets ever until I got married. And it's crazy because the way my husband like doesn't care about what we eat. He just eats it. He's not really picky. Sometimes he forgets to eat. He's like one of those people who forgets to eat. Because if he's not hungry, he just doesn't eat. He doesn't like think about food on a schedule, which is so odd to me. But anyway, it's not just him, right? So I'm trying to observe my coworkers who aren't food and diet obsessed. And anyway, so my point is, today I said to one of my coworkers, we were talking about the pastry day, or the whatever day, and I said, oh my god, after that day I gained like 2 pounds. And she looked at me like I had 3 heads and said, yeah, but it's going to come off. And I have thought about this over and over and over and over again because I think a lot of things were surprising to her. First of all, that I knew how much my weight had fluctuated from day to day. And secondly, that I was like worried or concerned about 2 pounds because I think for normal people, their weight probably fluctuates like 5 to 10 pounds kind of all the time. And also because I was acting like it was a pretty big deal. She was like, yeah, it's going to come off once you go back to eating normally. I was like, oh, I guess it's okay. Today the theme was like healthy, except it was granola and trail mix and like granola bars and stuff, which you pick up a normal granola bar that's not like a protein bar like the ones we're used to in the weight loss surgery community, and they seriously have 40 to 50 grams of carbs and almost as much sugar and like 300, 400 calories in a Cliff Bar. Did you know that? So anyway, today I had like 1 or 2 and some peanuts and stuff, but they label it as healthy and still wasn't great. And tomorrow is like pizza party day. So I guess this week has been hard and it's kind of got me in a funk, and a few other weird things have happened. So our company's corporate classic 5K was tonight, and I had every intention of running it. In fact, I've been running on and off for a while, and I felt pretty prepared to run a 5K, and the forecast had like severe thunderstorm warnings for tonight, and they didn't cancel the race. It just started raining and they had the race anyway, and I didn't do it. I just came home because I'm not hardcore like that. I'm not going to go out and run in the rain. No thanks. I'll just run on the treadmill tomorrow. It's not that big a deal. So, I was really looking forward to that. I thought it was going to be a lot of fun, but like getting soaking wet on a Thursday night did not sound like a lot of fun, especially after work, and I have to work tomorrow. Like, no thanks. So, I'd been looking forward to that, and then I didn't go. Also, I kind of hurt my back. I don't know how, but I ran last Friday, and I was a little bit sore. Maybe I didn't stretch enough. And then Saturday, my husband and I went on a really beautiful hike, but it was really hilly, steep, up, down, and I felt fine afterwards. But then Sunday, I like couldn't bend my back at all. And so I don't know if it was because of the run or because of the hike, or if I slept wrong. I made my husband like flip the mattress. Didn't help because for like the next 3 days, my back was very sore. And so I didn't exercise for the rest of the week. And only today did I feel like my back was fine. I mean, I'd been like stretching as much as possible during the week. And yesterday I did elliptical and like some light weights and stuff, but nothing intense. And today was the first day that my back really felt fine. And so I was excited about running the 5K, and then it stormed. So my back's been hurting, and it makes me feel like an old person. And I just feel more achy than I ever did when I was really overweight. You know what else is crazy is that I find I'm really uncomfortable when I sleep, and I really think it's because I'm not as cushioned as I used to be. I'm kind of bony. I can feel my bones like everywhere all the time, and it's hard for me to get comfortable in like the weirdest ways. So like I wake up and I feel like my jaw is offset, like my face isn't cushioned properly, and like my neck and my back, like everything is not aligned right. And I know Perforce used to see like a chiropractor, and maybe some of you guys have done that too, and maybe I should do that because maybe my body just like doesn't know how to sleep without all that cushion that I had for the last 15, 20 years. But I'm like so weird when I wake up in the mornings. I've been having really bad dreams. I feel like I could go on and on about the things that have been out of whack lately. And so, I don't know. I also realized today that when I'm trying to, this is kind of an ongoing project. I'm trying to get to the root of my stress eating. And every Thursday is like the big day at work. We have this like weekly presentation, but it's for like VPs and stuff. And it's on a really tight schedule. This like stuff we have to put together and present. And I feel like every Thursday afternoon, I just want to like eat everything in the world. But then I started to realize that it is stress eating, but it's like after the presentation's done. So it's almost like post-stress eating, like sigh of relief eating. And I don't know, I just thought that was interesting because I've always thought that I am a stress eater, but maybe I'm like a relief eater. And so I just try to be like really aware of what my habits and patterns are, because these are habits and patterns that have been in me for the last 20, 30 years. And if I'm ever going to really break them, I need to understand them. And like clockwork, Thursday afternoons after this meeting is over, I want to go to the vending machine. I want to go to the Starbucks. Like, I just, I want everything. And like I said, at that point, it's because the meeting's over. And so it's almost celebratory, but it's really just like relief. Just an observation. And I really think to like combat something like stress eating, I'll probably have to address the root of the stress as opposed to address the eating. And so I realize this isn't something I'm going to fix like overnight or in a week, but it's something I'm thinking about all the time. All the time. Anyway, last thing I was going to mention this week is that I saw my dietitian this morning, and it made me feel good. She's really fantastic. She has been with me since the very start of this journey. Really, I started meeting with her in December of 2015, so over a year now. And is that right? Yeah. She is just like really proud of my progress. I hadn't seen her in like 2 months, and in those 2 months I've lost like 10 pounds, I guess. And so she was just really pleased with how I look and how I'm doing. And we talked about some alternate ways of eating. So her goals for me have always been, after 6 months post-op, she said 900 to 1100 calories a day, under 100 grams of carbs, 80 plus grams of protein. She wants me under 30 grams of fat, right? So this is like very, very opposite keto. And so we talked about keto, and I know this is going to be totally controversial or whatever, but she is very, very opposed to it. She basically said, look, this is not the body's natural way of functioning, and it's okay to be in ketosis like on occasion from time to time, but not as a sustained thing, not as a long-term thing. This is not natural for the body to do this. Your body's natural source of energy should be glucose, and she just doesn't think there's enough long-term research out there to see what kind of damaging effects that kind of diet could cause. So anyway, she very much does not want me to do it. Also, we talked about intermittent fasting, and she doesn't want me to do that either. And this I thought was interesting. She said, okay, the 12-hour fast is fine. 16 might be okay, but anything more than that is not good. So like some people who do intermittent fasting eat all of their food within like a 4-hour window and then have like a 20-hour fast. And she thinks that, especially given my history of insulin resistance, I was type 2 diabetic before my surgery. I no longer am, but given my history of insulin resistance, she thinks that even if I'm eating 50 grams of carbs or less, if I'm eating all of that within a 4-hour window, it's still too much for my body to process in such a short amount of time. So she prefers for me to space out my eating over 8 to 12 hours. So that's interesting. And then she was like, but mix things up, try and see whatever works for you. 2 days ago I was like at 177, so like 12 pounds to goal in my mind. And she is very realistic. She's like, that might or might not happen in the next 3 months before your 1-year surgiversary. Definitely keep trying, definitely keep exercising, but if it doesn't happen within your first year, that's okay. If it happens in your 13th month or your 14th month, that's okay. As long as you get there, you'll be fine. So that was reassuring too, because I'm really feeling the pressure. Next week will be my 9-month surgiversary, and I feel like this month I've kind of been floundering. I've been up and down, and I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know. I don't know what to eat. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should work out or not. I'm in a funk. So, did I say that tomorrow's pizza party at work? I've already decided I'm going to have a slice of pizza. Like, that's going to happen. Probably won't have more than that because that will probably physically hurt. But, yeah, I guess tomorrow's a goner already. I'll start trying again on Saturday. And I know I said, like, I'm working on rebounding quickly, but for now that's as quickly as I can do. I don't know. Trying to be gentle with myself, trying to be not so, like, extreme, but it's hard for me to find a middle ground. It's hard for me to not be, like, extremely into doing everything perfectly or, like, extremely, I don't give a shit at all. And I guess I struggle with moderation in all things. So maybe that can be, like, that is a long-term project for me. But anyway, that's where I am. I hope everybody is doing well. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.